and seeds, yeah.
So, sorry about that.
That's all right. I just thought I'm not sure. I just thought I'd tell you in case I don't still, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And in fact, I mean, we've even, the list that got around.
Yeah. It's just hard sometimes. Yeah. But I just thought I'd, mention it. So, all right.
All right, folks. Welcome. You're live at Rebellion 2019. This is at the Eltham Leisure Centre. My name's Bob de Quickly. We're about to have a look at the next game on the roster. The last game for today, game number 7 here at Rebellion 2019. Melbourne's Northside Roll. No, it's not. It's Victoria Roller Derby League, VRDL VICs. It's going to be taking on Convicts City Rollers Orange Thunder. Skating out today for the VICs. What you can see on your screen at home is the submitted roster. Reading through here, we're having Jigglytuff, Golden Sleigh Time, Pulp Friction, Megalomaniac, Beat on the Quads, Devon Rex, Katie Chaos, Teabags, Nicole, Firefly Spirit, Slinky, Pasco, Genevieve Monk, Steel Thunder and Kitty on the bench. And rolling out for Orange Thunder. In the orange tops, we'll have Chugs, Blocktopus, Bam, Burgess, Deadly Red, Overreactor, Rage Horse, War Rig, Flickety Split, Diva Death Roll, Bad Apple, Ray, Scarlet's Web and Hazard. Bex, Zubrat and Go B on the bench. We've had the rolling whistle. We're about to get underway here in this next game. 20 seconds to Derby. And welcome to the other microphone, Suspender, hot off the track.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, you can. Sorry I'm late to the mic, guys. Just gearing down from the previous game. This game's going to be amazing. VRDL Seats versus, thank you, the Orange Thunder. And we're off. What do you think, Rob?
Just like that, we're underway. Pulp Friction jamming for the VICs. Rage Horse doing the jamming for the Convicts City Rollers. Both jammers out of the pack fairly quickly. Pack picks up a bit of speed around turns 1 and 2.
They certainly do. We got the VRDL jammer approaching, looking for some really fast, quick points.
Pulp Friction goes for a jump across the apex of 304.
Drawing first blood.
That's the first jam down. Looks like 2 points apiece being awarded by the jammer refs for that one.
I think this is going to be, the first part of this game is going to be about getting quick lead, chipping away at those points and trying to see who's dominating the starts and the strategy. That's what roller derby is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Roll back towards the jammer line at the start of this one. Firefly Spirit and Flickety Split doing the respective jamming.
It's coming right through the middle of those two VRDL blockers, splitting them apart, even, you would say. Scoring pass. We got a little bit of a visit to the penalty box for the VRDL jammer. Time for Orange Thunder to try to get ahead in those points, try to start to feel comfortable in the game.
Flickety Split making another scoring pass through the pack. Down on the back straight away towards turns 3 and 4. Oh, and takes a big hit down to the floor. There'll be a penalty for that one. Jigglytuff will go and sit in the box. At the end of that jam, Orange Thunder are awarded 8 points. Lining up for jam number 3, we've got Slinky jamming for VICs and Ray jamming for Orange Thunder.
What a quick lead. Fantastic stuff. VRDL jammer just playing at the front of the pack there. Oh,
Slinky survives those hits and gets past the front of the pack, and Ray is off to the bin. So Slinky will have a power jam and is not lead jammer.
yeah, looks like a cut track call. Making easy use of those outside lines. Slinky pushing it up and through that amazing Convict tripod.
Convicts defence able to roll back around and pick up that jammer as they go through, but clear now. Picks up some points.
All right, we got both jammers on track. Both defensive tripods up. It's just going to be about who can manipulate the space better. Find the holes. What team can recycle and reform.
Octopus just escorts Slinky back into the back of the pack. Pushed off to the outside of the apex of 3 and 4. Ray not quite able to get past those defenders there in blue on the inside. Gets clear now.
Ray's the kind of jammer that looks stuck, and you're like, yep, they're stuck, they're not going anywhere, then boom.
Out they go.
Takes an edge and they're gone.
Both jammers back with the pack now. Slinky finds their way around the outside. So at the end of that jam, VICs end up with 12, Orange Thunder end up with 8. Folks that are watching at home, we are having problems with one of our cameras in the stadium this afternoon. So apologies if it does freeze from time to time.
It's just seeing so much derby, that camera. It's like going, oh, can't handle it. All right, here we go. Pulp Fiction and Rage Horse. Rage getting a fast lead, but you know what? Hot on the tail is Pulp Friction.
But it's a jammer race here, and yeah, Rage Horse is going to call it off before either of them get back to the pack to pick up some points.
I'm going to rewatch that jam and make a GIF just for the jammer refs who simultaneously threw their arms in the air and stopped in synchronicity. Synchronized skating. It was amazing. Thanks.
Rolling back for the starting whistle again. Flickety Split taking the jam in orange, and Teabags jamming for VICs. Bit of a traffic jam off the line straight away. Flickety Split pushing out, has the frontmost position on the track and gets out and picks up the lead call.
Scores are tight. Neither team are feeling comfortable. They're still fighting for dominance on the track. The Split caught in that VRDL tripod. Looking for some help. Looks like we're on a...
I'm pretty sure I lip read the blockers given the O there. It was ow, 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 ow. There's Bammer on the outside. Both jammers.
Teabags coming in. Placing that lovely star on the head. So the Orange Thunder jammer is taking a seat, which allows Teabags to do some laps of the track. Going to bring this score even tighter.
And if my maths is right, yeah, that pass is going to bring them to even Stevens.
Oh, Stevens a great bloke, and he's very even. Have you ever shared a biscuit with Steven? Right down the middle every time.
That 3-1 defence of the Convicts. Holds Teabags up for a minute, but able to get on through for another scoring pass. So VIC's with the scoring advantage in this jam. As it comes to an end, I think the Thunder will add another 4.
Ooh, what do we got there? Even Stevens. Heading up to be a good game. 8 minutes of gameplay already expired on the clock.
And it's like we haven't even played anything. There's 0 points difference.
I've still got my skates on from the previous game.
Ray takes a heavy impact, takes them off to the infield, but the blocker steps out as well. So Ray picks up lead. Slinky looks for an outside track through.
Look again, Ray on that inside line. Her feet and ability to jump is incredible.
Slinky just taken to the outside. Oh, and Ray with a little jump over the inside of the defenders at turn 1. Picks up another scoring pass for the Orange Thunder. Slinky clear now. Ray around the outside picks up another scoring pass. Calls off the jam.
That was a good jam for Orange Thunder. They're the kind of jams that they're really capable of as a team. Especially with such talent that they have in their jammer lineup. Putting 12 points to 0 on the board.
Running up for jam 7, it gets under 70 20 at the Eltham Leisure Centre. Firefly Spirit jamming for VIC's. Rage Horse jamming again for the Convicts. Fast pack,
Bit of fast
Now we'll
roller
see some
derby.
points.
Sorry, a bit of fast roller derby there. Denying some points there. So what is that? 2-0. So we've got 40 on the board for Convict City, 26 for VRDL.
Convicts managing to keep VIC's scoreless the last 2 jams.
Nice stats, Rob.
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah. I should have been keeping score and had my statistics. Or statistics. I can't remember what I call them. Statistics, I think. I've made up so many words today.
Flickery split jamming for the Convicts. Front track position at the moment. Pulp Friction just puts a foot out on the inside. Has to go back and start that pass again.
And look at that, pushing, just never giving up, wrapping themselves around those blockers at the front, just knowing if they keep pushing out and moving, they will get lead. Oh, easy work of it.
Going to take the points.
Take the points and I'll go back to my bench and I'll sit down until it's my turn to get points again. That's how jammers think. Points.
Points, sit, eat, repeat.
Yeah. Points, high five, sit, drink, repeat.
18 and a half minutes to play in this first period of play between the VRDL, VIC, Orange Thunder.
Another quick lead for Ray. No problems. Coming back into the pack there, getting recycled to the back, having to yield to the VRDL blocker that hit them out. And again, fast work on that outside line, fancy footwork, allows Ray to put a nice easy 4 on the board. Now, Convicts are moving away. We've got 48 points on the board to 26. I think they've held the VICs scoreless for the last few jams. Don't quote me on that because I made it up. Feels like it. I'm still slowly de-gearing from the previous game. I'm up to my knee pads for people at home. It's like a striptease.
Jam number 10, Rage Horse jamming for the Convicts. Firefly Spirit picks up lead for the VICs.
Certainly does. I think very successful jammer for the VICs.
Rage Horse contained there for a little while. Firefly Spirit amongst the points on this pass. Moving to the bench for some guidance, picks up 2. Just the 3 blockers lining up for Convicts at the start of this jam. Slinky Ice, the jammer that will be trying to push their way past them. Flickety Split jamming for the Convicts. Blocker number 4 for Orange Thunder rejoins now. Both jammers firmly locked up in these blocker walls at the moment. The 3 and 1 for VICs. At the front, hanging on to Flickety Split. Slinky managing to push that defensive triangle.
Oh, I love a good grind, and there it is, Rob.
For 40 seconds into that jam before we got a jammer out.
Fantastic. Oh, nice work.
Just a step across the leg of the defender.
I feel like Convicts have worked it out. They've worked what they need to do to get lead. So the next thing we'll see is the VRDL respond to that.
That shot was a great example of the Convicts stringing that pack right out at the front.
Yeah.
Taking that jammer as far as they possibly could.
That's right.
Halfway through the half.
Or one might call it quarter time. Or not.
You could, but we don't get a break.
We don't.
Rolling back for the start of this, the 12th jam in this first period of play. Ray jamming for the Convicts.
Oh, what a great hit there by Ray. Yes, gets lead. My pause there because I was like, oh, wasn't sure if a penalty was going to be called.
Yeah, Jigglytuff, couple of directional penalties that they've picked up.
Yeah.
Pope Friction, the jammer for the VIC, is still held up in that orange defence, has to be released now. Meanwhile, Ray's on their second scoring pass.
You can see Ray got an A+ in the fresh meat or learn to derby class for knee taps. Produced one mid pack. Just went, yeah. Here's a WFTDA school. Boom, dropped it.
Had a break for a couple of years. Came back again.
Been doing a lot of jamming for the Orange Thunder this year and doing great work doing it. $59 versus 30.
As we lead into the whistle, the Convicts defenders float back and wrap up the front of that VIC's wall. Firefly Spirit, the jammer that they're trying to prevent. Rage Horse squeezes through the middle, pokes on out and picks up lead.
Meanwhile, VRDL jammer taking the long way around the outside, but getting out, putting the pressure on for a points and call. Convicts only picking up 3 on that pass. 62. So looks like we got a timeout called by Blue. I think, yes, that's the one that's flashing on the screen. Fantastic. I can see because I just put my glasses on. So the score, Convicts are now double the VICs. At this point in, it's still, still only 30 points, which is, 2 great jams. So they'll be looking for ways to get to those 2 great jams. I wonder if their strategy will pay off, Rob. It might.
Well, if their strategy is to use their jammers to score some points.
Oh, that's a big call. I mean, we've never seen that before.
Yeah, this is the final game of roller derby here at Eltham Leisure Centre today, but we kick off again tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Woohoo!
VIC's playing again.
I know. They've
Almost
got
back-to-back games, 12 hours apart.
Yeah, and they get to sleep in between. NSR had that at Triple Carnage. It was brutal. Had a 7:30 game, followed by an 8:30 game the next morning. It was hard to back up.
Jam 14, just over 12 and a half minutes left to play. Teabags, the jammer for VICs.
Haven't seen Teabags out much. I love Teabags as a jammer.
Yeah.
Play with them and against them a lot. Absolutely awesome.
Teabags makes great early progress through the pack. Picks up lead for VICs.
So nice pick-off of point there at the back by 2007 from VICs, making sure that Teabags is picking up as many points as fast as possible, and picking up a clean 4 and sticking that on the board and going, yeah, I'm doing it.
Got my points, I'll go sit down.
Go sit down, drink, get more points. Send someone out to get more points.
Got this jammer matchup of Slinky and Flickety Split once again. Flickety Split just taken down as they step over the start line. Pushes that blue defence forwards a little. Slinky wrapped up at the back.
Great 2-wall, 3-wall at the front, actually. One might call that a tripod. Really supporting each other in that tripod defence, making sure that there is no way anything is going to open up for that jammer.
That 3-wall is a strength of both of these teams, just able to plug those tiny gaps.
And it makes it hard for that O to come in. It's a slow grind. Great work by Convict City at the back.
Deadly Red just providing some offence at the front, trying to get Flickety Split through.
This is my favourite thing in roller derby right here that we're watching. Just that holding, and you're just trying to hold, waiting for something to happen, and then it happens, and you've got to get in there and defend. VICs will be blocking with all their might because, this is lead when it's out. Convicts blocking with all their might at the back.
We're about to tick over a minute and a half, and no jammer has yet penetrated this defence.
There is penetration right there, Rob. Lead.
90 seconds of push fest from both of these jammers. Slinky gets on through first. Flickety not far behind.
Yeah, I mean, jammers only have so much, blockers only have so much energy. And that pass was easy pickings.
That was a hard jam.
That was a hard jam. Those blockers will be very exhausted from that. And I guess they'll be sitting down hoping the next jam will go for 2 minutes.
Inside the last 10 minutes of the period now, Pulp Friction and Rage Horse, the jammers.
Oh, what a great footwork, side hip swing for 0-8 Pulp Friction getting lead.
So let's look at the way the VICs are goating Chugs there at turn 1.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It's still a bit of a push and tug and push and shove, as they say. I think Convicts have sussed some stuff out, but they haven't stamped the claim yet. I would say the claim on the game, so to speak.
Those 4 whistles are going to take us into a team timeout.
Woohoo!
Looks like Orange have called the team timeout. So if you just recently joined us online,
Hi,
hi.
I'm Suspender.
And I'm Bob DeQuickley. This is Rebellion 2019 at the Eltham Leisure Centre. We're watching VRDL VICs take on Convict City Rollers Orange Thunder on the Bazombie track.
The Bazombie track, dedicated to Bazombie of Ballarat Roller Derby League. So this is the final game of the day. It's been a long day. We've had 6 games before this, because I can count. That's why there was a pause.
Tournament officials will be calculating all the scores tonight, and they'll make sure that all of the standings are put up on the Rebellion 2019 Facebook page. Who scored what in all the games?
Yeah.
So you don't have to sit through all of the games on YouTube to find out who won. We will tell you at the end of the day.
What are you talking about? Big shout out to the skaters who are on track right now and who are at home in weeks to come and watching themselves. You are awesome.
And hi to you, Suz. You'll be watching back.
I'll be listening back.
Firefly Spirit jammer for VICs, and Ray having a jam for the Convicts and gets out first, picks up lead. A blocker apiece in the penalty box, which means we've
got the Rebellion organiser out there right now with blocking the VIC's jammer.
Those skates landed inbounds on that jump.
They certainly did. Another 4 points on the board. Chipping away.
Besides, that gap hasn't strayed much from 30 points in the last few jams.
No, it hasn't. It has not strayed that far at all. So it goes to see that maybe I think the VICs are responding well to the starts. They're getting quick lead. That's a good quick lead. Oh, I feel like a jinxed teabag there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Teabags just heads off to the penalty box. So Flickerly Split will have a power jam.
Nice sweep in there by Convicts. Looking there, the recycle from VRDL is super strong, as it should be.
Convicts now with a blocker advantage on track as well. That pack is coming way out. Have to let it go in the end. Flickerly Split thought it was a penalty.
It was like, oh, I must have got a penalty. No, the jam ref's like, no, I'm just giving you a lead.
A double whistle penalty.
It's okay. Oh, okay. Oh, big hit there.
Big hit.
A gasp from the jammer, but everything is okay because the jammer is up and ready to face it all again. So it's just something about getting hit real hard.
And just as Flickerly Split calls it off, Teabag gets back from the bin and picks up a cheeky 4.
Ooh. Puts it in the tea bag, dunks it into the cup of tea, soaks it, and goes, I am going to let that sit. Goes back to the bench, sits there, waits for the tea to cool down, and then drinks her 4 points. They're 4 points, sorry.
Way to run with the metaphor.
Thanks.
Rachel's number 31 for the Convicts gets out first, picks up lead jammer, Slinky jamming for the VICs. Neither jammer making much headway through the pack at the moment. One blocker off to the bin for VICs. Rage Horse gets on through and adds 4 to the Convicts total.
Fantastic. 74 to 41. If I can count correctly, that's still only 30 points, Rob.
Ish, 30-ish.
Ish.
There we go. Convicts picking up another 4 at the end of that one, and the big fist of no points for VICs at the end of that jam.
I watched Convicts earlier today, and I think they really started to pull away in the second half of the game that they played, so perhaps we'll see that here today, but it will all depend, won't it, on how they will skate around the track.
Yeah. How much effort they put in, and how the benchies manage the jammer rotations, and how much track time everybody spends. Rage is pushed off to the inside. Pulp Friction is your lead jammer for VICs.
I don't think there's many jams out. Times Ray's gone out and not gotten lead, so this is great for the VICs. In there, picking up points. Pulp Friction.
Yeah, take those 4.
Whack them up on the scoreboard. Sorry, internet. I ate a sausage roll and I talked. And my lovely wife came over and told me to stop doing that. It's good to have a wife. If I'd known that they do that, wouldn't have got one.
Getting to the skinny end of this first period of play. Teabags jamming for VICs.
What a push out.
Through the inside. I heard a double whistle.
Great block. I thought I heard a double whistle. Yes.
Teabags is lead jammer. Flickety split. Yet to progress through the pack.
Yeah, Teabag's still on that initial technically, even though lead has been given as they were recycled to the back.
It's like having to get lead twice, isn't it? Oh, now we've got a correction.
Oh, lead has been given and taken at the way. So perhaps lead wasn't available at all to the other jammer. That might get corrected in a bit of chit-chat in the middle by the refs, perhaps. Oh, not anymore.
And again, Jigglytuff for the VICs forming an anchor for that blue defence. Just a flickety split with a track cut. Means that Teabags is now in a power jam as well.
Coming up into a defensive Orange Thunder tripod, dragging them to the outside.
It was beautifully maintained.
Us blockers, we fall for that every time. Jammers drag us to the outside, cut to the end, we go, boom. Oh, thought Teabag was going to make that outside edge run there. That was an excellent jam for the VICs. Putting 8 on the board. Convicts responding with 2, going 80 to 53. What's that point differential there, Rob? Quick math. He's making excuses. Don't pull your calculator out, put it away. Oh, nice inside line run by Rage.
Firefly Spirit jamming for VICs. They've had a bit of a break in the jammer rotation.
They have. Oh, again, the curse of the commentator. Rage looking at the bench, looking at the shadow, understanding that they're in a power jam.
Rachel firmly engages with that the back of that defensive formation.
Rage looking to the Jammer ref to confirm that there is no penalty on them. Then continuing to push through, pushing out of those two great blockers at the front who are giving everything. Nice. It's always hard. It's really hard when you don't quite have your tripod locked down and you're trying to cover those gaps that the Jammer's looking to take to keep your hands out of the way. Sometimes you think you're keeping your hands out of the way and it just... I have no idea where your hands are.
This time there's a
call off there by the Jammer. So we got 8 points on the board for Notorious VICs. We're looking maybe to have that as the half time, with Convicts sitting on 88 to 55. Look at that.
That's a 33-point
33
difference. Tell you what, for the last half of that first period of play, so that margin has been around the 30-point mark.
Mm-hmm.
So an early lead established by Convicts and maintained.
Completely maintained.
Certainly not running away with it.
They're not running away with it. They need to think about what they need to do to run away with it. And the VICs need to think about what they need to do to shut it down.
Yeah, so the rest of the game is all to play after this roughly 10-minute intermission. We'll be right back with you then.
Woohoo!
All right, roller derby fans, we're about to get underway in the second period of this final game of the first day of Rebellion 2019, live from the Bazombi track at the Eltham Leisure Centre. I'm Bob DeQuickley, and I'm joined by
Suspender. My statistics.
She's fed now. Her blood sugar has increased.
Yeah. Did get in trouble for not eating a banana and eating veggie chips instead. I live by my own rules. All right, so the game is about to start. We've got both packs on the track. Looks like a bit of a full penalty box there, Rob.
Yeah, a couple each in the penalty box.
2 on 2, is that right?
2 on 2. Smithy and Ray, the jammers of note. Ray steps across the inside.
Smart play by Convicts to put Ray out for a 2 on 2 quick lead. Oh, tricky, jumps the apex. Risks not getting the points, has to yield. Still going on. Looks like we might be playing this one a little long to perhaps get numbers on track. You can see 2 returning Convict City players coming in, tripods reforming. I think that was definitely the strategy there, Rob. Get out, get lead, make some time. Wasn't about points.
It was about time and points. It's never not about points.
True.
It's sometimes not about points.
Oh, 95 to 59. So 7 points to 4 in that previous jam. Nice, and look at how hard that is. Really, each team trying to own that back line.
Oh, Pulp Friction picks up lead jammer nice and early for VICs.
With the Orange Thunder Rage out behind. So now we can see a bit of a tussle between as they enter the kerfuffle zone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to kerfuffle. Boom! There it is.
All of those blockers almost paired off one-on-one to prevent each other from forming a coherent defence. Proper kerfuffle.
It's in the kerfuffle zone. By the time you get there, you're not making the best decisions. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you're just running. Toe stops on the pivot line. We see a bit of this these days, bringing the old school roller derby into the new school.
Convicts nearly had an extra jammer, that one. Just jumped off track before the jam started.
So it must have been a late call on the jammer, because the jammer is sitting in the box at the start of that. I missed that call. Lots of whistles going off, a bit of movement there. We've got 3 on 2 in terms of blockers.
Yes.
Look, lead VIC's jammer as Rage hits the back of that VRDL tripod.
Everybody comes to a stop over at turn 3.
Kerfuffle zone. So locking down. Bit of excellent recycle and reforming by the VICs. But we got Rage's tiptoes coming through. And so that's going to leave the VICs with 3 points on the board for that pass. And Orange Thunder getting nothing. 0. Zilch. Just have that down a bit more.
This time it's a roll right up to the jammer line. Teabags, not having any of that. She's just going to step on around, pick up a lead for VICs.
She's being powered by her cup of tea, which was full of her points from before.
Flickety split, dragging these blockers out in front.
Teabags at the back, really cutting through that tripod, that Orange Thunder tripod, reforming. making it hard, always in front. But claiming those 4 points. Oh, bringing it to 68. It's unfortunate, Rob.
At the end of that jam, each team ends up with a blocker just sitting down in the penalty box.
A little bit of track attention happening there. The jam will start though, regardless. Ray on that inside. I think we should just write Ray on the inside line.
It's the Ray line.
The Ray line.
Oh, and takes
those points on the outside.
Spins off the impact on the outside. It brings up the 100 points for the Orange Thunder. They've cracked the hunch.
The hungy. So that point differential there, what's that?
32.
Oh, it's always 32.
It's always 32,
Always
except
32.
when it's 33.
Oh, outside line lead there for the VICs.
Pulp Friction just is going to pick up a handful of points off into the infield, calls off the jam. Chipping away.
Chip, chip, chip. We are under 30 points as a point differential. Haven't been there for a while. 29. My age.
I think you said it at the time, Suz, but that differential is only a couple of good jams.
It really is.
One way or the other. That's how the Convicts got there in the first place, and they've VICs have maintained that same gap since.
You just need a jam where something happens and it disrupts the flow and the concentration of the other pack.
This time, Jammer's looking down the inside, pushing through the middle. Just wrapped up again, recycled all the way back down towards the start line. Slinky still engaged at the front with these Orange defenders, getting some offensive support now, but Flickerty split. Goes in on the blind side, picks up lead for the Thunder. Orange Jammer rolls into the back of that defence. One off to the box for the VICs. Katie Chaos heading around there. Flickerty split, manages to finally muscle past those blockers on the outside of 3 and 4, picks up 4 points for the pass. Slinky clear now on what was an initial. Flickerty split just to the inside.
It really has. It would be interesting to look at the stat books of that first half to find out where these 30 points came from.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of jams. There was one 14-point jam.
We just haven't seen the likes of that since then.
Looks like we're having an official review.
Official reviews are the official part. Looks like it's over.
Well, that was a quick one. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, hear what you're saying, but nah.
I think something happened. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Not going to happen. I don't know.
Welcome to our international viewers.
Yeah, nah. Those of you are watching from New South Wales. That's how I see without my glasses, Rob.
The jam is whistled on. It is a power jam start for
Power
the
jam
VOCs.
start. A little twinkle toes on the inside there means they need to yield. Fire Spirit. Smile on the face. Pushing it out. Can feel it. Can smell the lead. Interesting fact. My sense of smell is quite poor to none. So I don't know what lead jammer smells like. Do you?
Nope. Fire Spirit gets on through, picks up lead.
What a drive. Split absolutely pushing and driving.
There's a high block issued in there. That's Jigglytuff heading off to the penalty box.
You can hear the calls from the bench. We've got a lockdown going into the kerfuffle zone. This is about to explode. The VRDL jammer at the back really trying to push out the tripod. Split coming up the front straight away there. Finally finding some space. It would be interesting to see the points on that.
Yeah, looks like it shakes out to 3-0.
I kind of feel like everything's staying the same. Both teams have settled into their strategy. Nothing's changing.
The officials just squeezing in a quick 30 seconds worth of track repair in between jams.
They are experts at that. And thank goodness they are, because if it wasn't, we could have really played this game without them. We have 7 out there for the 10 players on track. It's pretty crazy. Bit of falling over.
Everyone back in the game now. Ray not able to pick up the inside track down through this pass.
I think VICs have worked that out. Starting to really hone in on that and shut that down. So, what does she do? I'll take the out. Call coming from the bench. Oh, it's a good number. 111.
Going to go and have an official review. I might go listen.
Okay. I'll sit here and keep you listeners entertained. I'll try to anyway. So it's 90 minutes left of gameplay, period 2. We've got dancing. Convicts are known for their dancing. Anytime they can dance. I mean, I could turn the music off and they'd still dance. The only thing they're missing is a handbag in the middle. So if anyone wants to run and throw that down. That's a good dance circle. Hey Rob, join the dance circle.
So the blue team have asked for a low block penalty to be assessed to orange for skate legs of blue 101 on one of those scoring passes.
Oh, okay. So a low block to be assessed. So when a low block is assessed, or when a review like that happens, we draw on the enormous brain power of the officials to recall the event of all the action they have seen. What a job. The concentration that these officials have on the game is next to none. So we can see the result coming back.
So it says on review, the blue skater 101 was already falling at the time of the impact from orange skater 93. So the
Call will stand. No? No call?
no call.
No
call
call.
will stand.
Call will stand. No call. Interesting. Yep. Impact on gameplay assessment is critical and something that our officials are always mastering. So a quick lead for Rage. Teabags just at the front of the pack there, having a slight spot of bother with that tripod. But you know what? It's not too much bother. Actually, Teabag doesn't look bothered at all. Out. Convicts coming around, scoring points, looking for that line, trying to stay in bounds. Oh, a few whistles.
A penalty assessed in there somewhere, and it is, Rage Horse.
It was on the inside. I think the leg went out and in when they were dancing down the inside line.
Teabags goes back and has another run. And the Convicts defenders roll around in front. Getting some offensive help.
Really grinding and pushing that at the front. Again, we got a grind in the kerfuffle zone. That's great roller derby.
Look at this goat at the back there, really pushing to keep that blocker from joining the defence.
No, you will not join the defence. Both jammers just popping out of what looked like an impossible situation. Convicts setting up. A direction call perhaps been called there. Didn't quite see the hand movement. Could be wrong. And again, we're back into a lockdown. Teabags doing amazing work on that inside, swinging their body around to grab some extra points. That brings this jam currently 8-8. All that effort, Rob.
All that effort and no net movement of the scores.
No movement of the scores. It's when you go back and go, well, all that did was tire us out. No, great roller derby happening here at Rebellion 2019. We are coming to you live from the Eltham Leisure Centre, and it is leisureful here. I have leisured myself today. Things I've done is played roller derby, and that is a leisure sport.
For about the last 30 minutes of play, the margin between these two teams has remained around 30 points. Now out to 37.
Ooh, we could hit the 40.
Flickety split jamming for the Convicts is the lead jammer.
We got Slinky there in there for the VICs. Pushing it up and through. Splits taking that inside line run on the apex. The row and 4 on the board. Calling it, or was that natural call off? It was a call off? Cool. It looks like we have a timeout.
Team timeout blue.
Ooh. All right, blue team. Let's go out there. Let's get some leads. So tomorrow kicks off nice and early with an 8:30 start for the VRECs, and they're going to play Canberra. After that, we'll see CCR play Adelaide, and then we've got 3 other games after that before the grand final.
Yeah, all the pool winners will be calculated at the end of the pool games, and the grand final will be played at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon.
Should be a good grand final.
Are you game to call who's going to be in it yet, Suz?
I'm going to call varsity. For sure.
All right.
It's always good to lose to the winning team, isn't it? Every single TGSS, every pool that Northside Rollers has been in, we have lost to the team that wins the tournament. Isn't that great?
So you're saying Northside are the bellwether losers?
Well,
all right, we're underway. Jam number 12 in the second period
great
of play.
hit there.
Look at the speed of this entire pack.
Yeah,
Look at the lineup of blockers in the Convicts penalty box.
It's like,
Two standing, one sitting.
Yeah, and all that running is doing is not allowing the team to form their own defense. You know, Convicts really manipulating that exceptionally well. They only come out a point on top though.
It looks like one of those penalties was concluded at the end of that jam as well. So only one starting in the bin, in the box for this next one. Oh, we've shifted into another team timeout.
Team timeout, Orange Thunder.
So there are 8 teams in Rebellion 2019 this year, SARS. 3 of them are Victorian teams. Northside, South Sea and VICs. Couple from Canberra. One from South Australia.
2 Canberran teams.
And an international team from Auckland, the Bolts. So thanks everybody for making a huge effort to come over and play in our tournament.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really great to have such excellent teams. Rebellion is a little smaller this year. Mainly due to venue hire.
Yeah, we have run 2 tracks in the past.
Absolutely.
We've had to downsize to 1 track this year, which means that we're only a single division tournament this year as well.
Well, a massive hit there in the back taken by the VIC's jammer, holding their face a little. But our Rage is out in front, doing the lap of honour that you get to do when you are lead. Oh, excellent shutting of the gateway there by the Convict Cities, but Firefly just pushes through that. Kind of like that moment you go to get on public transport and the train door shuts, but you stick your body through it and you go, I'm getting on this train. That's what just happened out there. My brother got his head caught in a bus door once. That's so good. I was on the bus. There's such a funny thing in our family. One of us just has to say it, and we're all just laugh our asses off, except, of course, for my brother, who was the one with his head stuck in the door.
Flickety split started this jam, well back from the jammer line. Got to run up on the lead into the whistle. Slinky jamming for VICs.
Oh, look at that. Awesome. How close is it in there? Just blocker on blocker on blocker. Slinky coming around that outside, making excellent use of the placement of their own tripod, which meant that the Convicts couldn't recycle. Not fast enough anyway.
Slinky sidesteps past that last defender, calls off the jam, takes the 4 for VICs.
Looks like we're at a 40-point lead. 42. The answer to the universe.
.12 3/4 minutes left to play. Defenders roll back towards the start line as the whistle blows to start jam number 15 in this second period of play.
You can see a little bit of manicness in there. The jammers are like, I don't want to be the jammer at the back. I want to be the jammer at the front. Teabag's going, no, that's going to be me. Unfortunately, getting a forearms call there. It was a hard call. There was a lot of action happening.
Hazard not quite quick enough to make it back to the pack.
So I don't know if lead has been assessed or not. No point, no pass there. Not lead jammer. Oh, jammer on jammer action. Ray is like, I'm going to try to stall you from hitting that. And then comes through the pack. Cuts sick. Teabag comes through. Also cuts sick.
Oh, Ray with a big hit. Looks to redress on the outside. Does so. Picks up another scoring pass. Teabags switches it up to the inside.
Loving it. I just love the way both of these jammers just absorb the hits they're getting and just,
Just
roll
off it.
Roll off that hit. Almost like use it like, by hitting me, you're giving me power. Look at that. Amazing. Excellent work by Teabags there. So I can't see what's left on the jam clock. I think it's only about 15 seconds. Oh, yeah, I can now because Rob just pointed to it on the screen in front of me. You are not lead jammer. So I attempt to call it off there by Teabags, but they were not lead jammer as they were some visits to the penalty box. But, 2 minutes is a long time in a jam, and sometimes you forget that what happened. So we have an 18-point scoring passes there. Well, scoring passes that mathematically equal 18 points. I'm tired. Would you say that's the highest we've seen?
That'll be close. That's a 50-point margin there at the moment.
Yeah. And
Rage Horse is not lead.
Not lead. Oh, sad times. VRDL did. Misconduct as well. So that means that the Convict City Jammer is gonna sit there for a whole minute. Unless the unexpected happens.
Yeah,
and
Rage Horse picking up a double penalty there, so Pulp Friction will have a power jam for as long as it takes. And call it and ice that jammer in the box.
Yeah. Just with that previous jam, the VICs did answer that 18 points with 10. So technically it's only an 8-point jam. So, just saying.
So that last jam with 4 points takes the VICs over the 100-point mark. They're now 103.
Excellent work. So we have 9 minutes left to play. We have 149 versus 103.
46.
40.
Slinky, the jammer for VICs. And it's
yeah.
fast off the line for both teams. Quickly picks up lead. They're going to be looking to rack up as many points as they can during this power jam.
VRDL got themselves a little goat there in the back.
And
hoping to hold that back, help manipulate pack definition.
The goat makes a nuisance of herself on the way through.
Nothing like and goats do make a nuisance of themselves. They eat everything. So if you are the goat, that's what you got to do.
Slinky weaves past some of those defenders, just taken out to the outside, able to re-enter behind Chugs. And now it's a push fest down at turn 3.
It is. We might need to start renaming that turn as the grind zone. It seems to be a good grind area.
Rage Horse back from the penalty box now before Slinky has added any points to the VIC's total.
So points added. I can see a cut penalty being called. That is on the orange pivot. That's okay. Well, You know what I mean by that.
So 3 points at the end of that one, held in the air for VICs, brings that margin back to 43.
7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Nice roll back there.
Given the highest score we've seen for a jam in this game so far is 18 points a couple of jams ago, it's going to need more than a couple of good unopposed jams to get the VICs to get back in front here, Suz.
Well, I think you've just jinxed it, or you've just given the power.
Ooh.
Called it well. Interesting pass through. You know, all 4 points were awarded. We have, I don't know if you've seen, Rob, but the Convict City Jammer went to the box at the beginning of that jam, I think.
Yeah, it was quite early.
Yeah, right. The Convicts really starting at this point. This is where it can get scary. With a lead like this isn't cut in stone that you're going to win the game. You still have to fight for it.
That's right, yeah. Flickerty split back from the box now, getting some offensive support at the front. Pulp Friction wrapped up on the inside there at turns 1 and 2.
Offense coming in.
Bama switches the defense up to the outside.
Absolutely.
And it is just seemingly impossible for any jammers to make their way through this pack.
Yeah, now we got a grind happening down here. Oh, we've got lots of no packs calls.
From that single no pack episode, we've got 3 VICs blockers in the penalty box.
Yeah, that was rough. They just were not responding to that no pack call. Sometimes you just get caught up in what you're doing and you just can't hear it. And then there you go, off. You picked off one by one.
Oh, a lot happened in that jam, so
Yeah.
12 points
12.
jam for VICs.
That's an excellent jam. This is what the VICs need. Back to under 30 points.
VICs are going to start the next jam with just the one blocker on track, maybe?
They are.
No, one's released.
No, two. Yep, cool. 2 is double 1. And looks like they're going to get lead as well. Like, momentum could be changing here. This could be an excellent 4 minutes 30 that we have left. Well, it is going to be, not could be.
Firefly Spirits slides on up to the inside, but Ray picks up the points. Firefly calls it off, but the Convicts...
It's totally worth taking those risks at this point in the game when you're behind. Yeah, you can't play every jam perfect. And sometimes you do risk it, and you get reward. Sometimes you don't get reward. Sometimes you get voted off the island.
Just over 4 minutes left to play in this game. Teabags, the jammer of note, sprints off the line, picks up lead for the VICs.
Everyone wants to know what kind of tea is in the tea bag.
Lots of communication coming from the bench. Call is the call there. VICs pick up 3.
That was a super short, tight, punchy jam. That's how I like them. I like to be in the jams that are fast. I like the other pack to be in the jams that go for 2 minutes.
Pack right up on the pivot line for the start of this one.
Really on top of each other. Not giving each other a lot of room in the blocking. A bit of hugging going on in there, I think, from what I can see. Slinky, that's Slinky, isn't it? Yeah. Having go there, trying to push up. I think Slinky's going to get it. He's got to push up some more. Massive hit at the back. Looks like a direction call. Can't quite see.
How strong is Slinky holding the track position?
And look at that sideways movement.
One goes
Run,
for...
run, run. Just going to push to the outer play. There it is. Lead is granted. Oh, this is going to be good, Rob. Yeah, nice, easy pass there. Get a few more of these in. If we get into the 130s, we could...
The pack,
I mean, I'm not good at math.
the pack scrambles to a hold down at turn 3 with Flickerty split, pulls the star cover back on. Slinky says no. I'll take some more points. 8 points for VICs in that one.
So 129 versus 153. So the score gap differential has closed. $24 points. We've seen that go down in the jam. For sure.
I just had to count on my fingers.
I know. I saw it. I was like, why are you waving 4 points at me?
Pulp Friction
Here we go.
takes the Orange Thunder defence by surprise, picks up lead. I'm not sure what that signal means to the pack.
I don't know. I think it means I just want the points, man. Get me the points.
We're among the points. The pack is scrambling to keep in front of both of these jammers at the moment.
Oh, and we have Ray popping out through. So they're going to call to keep that kind of opportunity to have that other jam. So I'm not going to say this is going to be the last jam,
25 points the margin.
but this could be the last jam.
We've seen bigger jams before.
We have. So how many scoring trips is this? 24.
And this time it's
Stage
Slinky that's
5,
going to be trying to rack up those points for VICs. But Rage Horse is going to try and get lead early on.
Cheeky on the line. Convicts do have lead. So really they've just got to play the clock now to get this game under their belt. That will secure their second win. And here we see the period clock is out.
Rage Horse just looking for word
And
from the bench.
Call it. And we have what was an excellent game with the VRDL resting on 132 and CCR pulling away with the win eventually on 157.
And that's it. All our timers have run out. A rolling whistle will make the score official. Orange Thunder have come out victorious over the VICs today. Your VRDL VICs today have been Jiggly Tough, Golden Sleigh Time, Pulp Friction, Megalomaniac, Beat on the Quads, Devon Rex, Katie Chaos, Teabags, Nicole, Firefly Spirit, Slinky, Pasco, and Genevieve Monk. Managed from the bench by the real Steel Thunder and Kitty.
Your Convict cities have been Chugs, Bam, Deadly Red, Overreactor, Warrig, Flickety Split, Bad Apple, Scarlet's Web, Blocktopus, Burgess, Sumi, Rage Horse. Is that Demonica? Dynamite, Diva, Ray, and Hazard. On the bench we have Bex and Zubrat.
And folks, that is all the roller derby we've got for you today from Rebellion 2019. Come back tomorrow. We'll be here at the Eltham Leisure Centre again for day 2 of Rebellion 2019, kicking off at 8:30 tomorrow morning. VICs will be taking on Canberra Roller Derby League. I've been Bob De Quickly. Thank you very much.
And I've been Suspender. Hope to see you tomorrow on Sunday, what we're calling Leisure Day.